Hey, Ron, it's Josh. Just following up on our email exchange here, and in checking out your account here and your campaigns, there's some very obvious things that jump out to me as reasons why you haven't really generated any substantial results with Facebook. First and foremost, $35 invested in anything is not, nearly substantial enough to make any assumptions good or bad. That said, I'm glad you haven't invested more because the strategies that you're employing are not only less than ideal, they're just drastically flawed. So the types of campaigns that you're running, the objectives, etc., are not ideal. They're not following our best practices, and so I'm glad you haven't invested anymore, and I'm glad that you reached out. So for example, I'm looking at your promoting contact us post. Now, this is an older one. And you are targeting Atlanta, Georgia, 25-mile radius, and then a bunch of interests, but a reach of 1.7 million. This is far, 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 far too broad, and I would be willing to bet that you are not interested in servicing a 20-mile radius of Atlanta, Georgia. If you or anyone listening to this would go back and listen to episodes 2 through 5 of the Client Alchemist Show, our podcast, it will walk you through our process of narrowing down your focus of your target audience to be very specific and narrow. And in fact, we recommend a potential reach of somewhere between 10,000 and 25,000 people. And, even potentially down to 5,000 on the low end or 50,000 on the high end. Because if you think about it from this perspective, if you were to try and farm 1.7 million people, it would be completely ludicrous and an utter waste of time for you. Okay. So I think first and foremost, it's important that you narrow your focus. Not only should you not do a radius around Atlanta, I don't even think you should even attempt to service all of Atlanta. I think you need to very strategically and specifically narrow down your focus to a specific neighborhood or subdivision or divisions within Atlanta for you to serve. And if we look at your most recent campaign that you're running, this is a local awareness objective that you're running. We don't recommend running local awareness ads. They're just not productive. You're doing a specific location and a 10-mile radius, which gives you a 1.1 million people. Again, just way, way, way too broad. And if I look at the actual posts, you're at least having, giving people a call to action, which is better than nothing, but just not ideal. So I made a couple of notes here, and I have some examples of, our best practices and campaigns that are more likely to get you, the results that you're looking for. So first and foremost, we already mentioned narrowing down your focus and your audience. And in doing so, then also narrowing down the name and the theme of your page. So instead of Atlanta, maybe it's North Atlanta, maybe it's South Atlanta, maybe it's Southwest Atlanta. Maybe it's not Atlanta at all. Maybe it's a suburb of Atlanta that, ideally is, where you want to, is the market area that you truly want to serve. And I'm just pulling it up here to see where your actual business address is. It actually is Atlanta. So maybe it's downtown Atlanta. I don't know. I can't answer that for you. But I think it's critically important that you narrow down that focus and that you name your page reflective to that, as a reflection of that narrowed down focus. I also don't think Hot Deals Realty is the right theme. In the examples that I'll show you in a minute, you might want to do, downtown Atlanta homes and lifestyles, or downtown Atlanta living, something like that. That people will, it'll resonate with and be congruent to them, and be, easy for them to feel like they can connect with and engage with the page. The next thing is, this is a simple thing. You're certainly not the only one we've ever, had to make this recommendation to, but, you do not want to use your personal picture as your profile picture, right? I would recommend a picture of a sign or the skyline or a marquee, something here that when your target audience, the people that you want to attract and connect with, would resonate with. They would recognize it and would be willing to connect with it based upon that. Okay, next, profile picture. Okay, which I talked a little bit about objective. Something to think about. If you're driving traffic off of Facebook, be sure to send to a specific landing page. I noticed that one of your ads here, this one was just kind of sending people to your homepage. Never a good strategy. Never a good strategy. And again, I'll give you examples in a couple of minutes. And be sure to send, again, to a specific landing page that is congruent with the objective and the audience. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. So here's a campaign where the objective is to get motivated people to call or text Mike, okay? So this campaign was put in front of people who live in Surprise, and I think we had maybe some additional criteria as well. So notice Surprise AZ Homes and Lifestyles. Notice the sign as the profile picture, and making it easy to engage. And then notice all the engagement, 71 reactions, and then a bunch of comments as well. Again, in this one, the objective is to get those motivated people calling or texting. Let's look at another one. So here's one where the objective is to attract buyer leads. Okay, so this is a post where we put it in front of the audience for this one was Surprise, Arizona existing homeowners. With the idea that existing homeowners and people that Facebook notes as likely to move, and maybe even first-time home buyers. And so the objective here is to drive people to this landing page, which is a page that was built with our Pipeline Pages platform, which is included with Client Alchemist Pro membership. Notice it's just very straightforward. Free weekly list of pool homes available right now in Surprise. And to get access, you click on the link. So it's very congruent, and it creates a slippery slope to connect with people. Incidentally, when this campaign was live, Mike running this campaign was attracting leads, people interested in potentially buying a home in Surprise using him for around $2 per lead. Okay, and the last example we have is a post for seller leads. Okay, so again, this was our audience for this was Surprise homeowners, so people who had an existing homeowner, and the objective of this post and the campaign was to drive people to this Pipeline page so that they could connect with Mike. So they fill out the information. This information is fed into Mike's email marketing and CRM platform. And then we have a protocol to follow up with. And again, this is a Pipeline page included with Pro membership. So I hope this didn't overwhelm you. I hope it was helpful. I think, you had responded to an email that we sent about our Facebook real estate post swipe file, which you can get a copy for $7. I would highly recommend that you grab that. That's a great place to start, Ron, and anyone else listening to this, because it'll give you a bunch of ideas and you'll get to see examples of posts that have worked for our clients and worked to the degree that it helped them attract clients for very minimal time and money investment. I would also recommend that you check out our Pro membership because of all the many benefits that come with that. If you have any follow-up questions or you have, you need any help, etc., we are here to help and support you. So check out that link, get access to the swipe file, and maybe even, take the trial or the offer on Pro membership as well. I think you'll love it, and it'll give you everything you need to, finally make Facebook work for you. I know, you had mentioned that it's been an ultimate waste for you. It doesn't need to be that way, and for many of our Pro clients, it is not. In fact, for many of them, it's the primary means that they're using to grow their business and to get more clients. So thanks for checking this out, and we'll talk real soon.